All right, let's talk about really quickly a couple games we played from the Summer Arcade. Now, I played From Dust. You haven't played it yet.
I played it a little bit at E3.
Okay.
It's a funny story at E3.
You have a funny story at E3. You want to start it?
Sure. The creative director was there demoing it for me. It was at a loud party. I had headphones on because they want you to listen. And he has a heavy, heavy French accent. So between the three, he's trying to explain to me, and I'm like, drinking maybe.
Oh, you might have been drinking.
Well, it was more just like a loud party environment. It's like not the greatest place to have a demo. So I actually, the very first level, I did not complete. And he was just looking at me, almost like pleading for me to try again, because he was really afraid I was going to leave with a bad impression.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even beat the first level. And I tried to explain to him, like, I know the game is probably better than what I just made it out to be, but I just didn't, I couldn't hear
You're
anything.
French, I'm drinking.
I couldn't
it's
hear
loud.
anything. I actually don't think I was even drinking at the time, but it was just loud.
I'm going to say he was drinking. Can I say you were drinking?
Sure. Yeah, so I didn't have the proper first demo of that game, so I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know the controls.
And you never beat the first level?
Nope, I lost.
Oh.
Yeah, the flood came in and killed everybody.
And, well, I'll help you out and not make you not feel as bad, because this game could have been amazing. Let me start off and say that it's from Eric Chahai. I always say his name wrong, whatever. He actually did Another World, and it was called Another World, I think, in Europe, but it's called Out of This World. Remember hearing that game?
Love that game.
That was a brilliant game. And it was the mood was great about it, and I'm showing pictures of it. I love that game. This is definitely not that game. It's his first foray into kind of a new God game on XBLA, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But it could have been amazing. It's settlers. You're trying to kind of help these early man, make these villages. You're helping pick up the dirt, literally, from dust, and lava, and moving the water around, and trying to help their safety and help make villages. The problem is that they have a timer. Really, it's the biggest downfall of this game. If this game was more like a Flower or something more relaxing and chill, which it can be, or it could be, I would have loved it. I would have still be playing it. But I got to a point where the timer at some point, a typhoon's going to come in. Is it typhoon?
Flood. Tsunami. It's going to come in and it's going to, decimate your villages. And if you don't get from, all these people over to this other temple, then we're screwed. That kind of limit and the short time period they put on some of it with some of the challenge was really, really tough, and it made it not as fun. Also, the mechanics were so weirdly realistic, and that's cool, but they weren't like it wasn't pinpoint enough for me. So if I pick up the sand, I'm like, did I put it in the right place? I hope I put it there. It wasn't just kind of whatever. So overall, the mechanics were very interesting, but I don't think they played out well enough for me to have a good time, because I was too worried. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say Matt on it. Huh? And I'm not going to give a rating because I haven't played it.
You're not going to give a rating?
Yeah.
Can I do it? I'll do a graphic. No rating. Did we do that? Okay. Let's talk about next, Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet. Did Fruit Connect, whatever the slice one is, that come out today?
Fruit Ninja Connect.
That's the newest one.
Tomorrow.
Okay, so the one before that was Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet.
Yeah, and then Fruit Ninja Connect is coming out.
Okay, so I'm going to say Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet, get it.
Get it. Yeah, that's
done?
It has a really cool art style, right?
Yep.
And it's very Metroid.
Remind me of Outland a little bit.
Yeah, although I hope people don't start overdoing it. That kind of black, shadowy, very high contrast. Yeah.
Maybe
I
Limbo
guess.
started it.
But
it also really similar to Metroid, though, don't you think?
Very similar to Metroid, with like a twin stick kind of shooter controls, a lot of different tools, and you get the tools really quickly. So it's like a short, compact Metroid. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you just feel
in a
like
spaceship.
Yeah, you're just constantly moving. So yeah, it's a pretty fun game.
And the mechanical arm is really interesting, and the fact that similar to Bastion, where the upgrades keep coming, and you don't feel like, oh, I'm just still shooting these guys with this little laser. I'm like, whoa, I'm going to pick up this thing, and it's going to turn into a different weapon. So
and what's cool is for hardcore gamers complaining about how games are too easy today, this game doesn't tell you anything. There's just a few tool tips at the very beginning, like right trigger does this, do this, and then everything else you have to figure out. Like literally, right? It's like, I mean, you can scan objects to kind of get an idea of what tool can be used there, but like
I remember there's this part where there's giant jellyfish, and then there's the air bubbles kind of floating up, and I'm just sitting there like, I wasn't quite sure what to do, and then they just said use the claw, and I'm clawing at the jellyfish, and that didn't work. I'm like, oh, pick up the air bubbles. I just thought they popped. Right?
Yeah.
Pick up the air bubbles
and put them up. You have a metal thing.
Yeah, put them underneath the jellyfish, and they'll float away to get out of your way to get to the next area.
Like with the rock and the guy who's inhaling stuff in the very beginning. You're like, oh, I guess I'll put this rock in his mouth.
Yeah, you just figure it out, and it's awesome because it's not too hard. Like I think Braid and Limbo are much harder games to solve.
Yeah.
But similarly, like this game doesn't tell you anything. You just have to figure it out on your own. But it's more accessible, and I think because of that, I really appreciate like it's just not hitting me over the head like do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the weak spot, and here's what you got to do. You know.
All right. Well, we both say get it.
Get it.
And we'll let you know what we think about the Fruit Ninja one, I think, at some point. I'm going to tell you right away, I did not want to swing my arms around all day.
I'm like, I don't want to play it, really. People are having a good time. Like, a couple of guys on Bitmob have been playing it, and they enjoy it. And
they enjoyed it for 10 minutes.
And it's also a game they're playing with their girlfriends and stuff. But yeah, it's a super casual game.
Oh, we're going to wait till the YouTube video comes out of someone getting knocked the hell out. Like, let's play Fruit Ninja. Oh, he's down. Let's do a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about PlayStation Network Play.
What about Toy Soldiers? Cold War.
Toy Soldiers. Oh wait, should we do it? And Toy Soldiers.
Atari introduces the Woman of the Year, Ms. Pac-Man. With a style of entertainment that Pac-Man never knew, an endless supply of floating goodies, oranges, pretzels, 4 different screens, each with different exits and entrances, and the green screen so difficult to reach, you may never see it again.
Don't you know, I'm more than Pac-Man with a bow.
Reach for Ms. Pac-Man.
Reach for Atari.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. We noticed in the chat room someone was taking notes on our Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet comments, and they were like, writes down rock in mouth. Which is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know either. Also, yes, these are Amiga games. Someone who guessed in the chat room. And Commodore Amiga, you probably didn't play it ever.
I had a Commodore 64.
64, yeah. It was after it. It was kind of like graphics are getting better. As you can see, pretty good. Hey, that's Populous, or I think it's Populous.
That is Populous. That's what I wanted Front Dust to kind of be.
Oh, but exactly. We didn't even talk about that. That's exactly what it could have been, too.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Let's really quickly talk about Toy Soldiers because it's not out yet, Cold War.
Toy Soldiers Cold War.
Toy Soldiers 1 is out. Cold War, you played it early. So what
Toy Soldier 1 was a great game, very underrated, underappreciated. This is just a sequel set in a Cold War era instead of World War II.
Right.
And basic idea is tower defense with limited spots, but it's more actiony. So you have a little bit like Trenched almost, where you're not going to place towers everywhere. You're not going to guide enemies anywhere with the towers, but you have mortars, artillery guns, machine gun bunkers, and all these things that you lay down, and then you go jump into any one of them and control them yourself for more accuracy or more damage, or you could jump in vehicles like tanks and helicopters, and then you basically your waves of like toy soldiers are coming at you. You just got to figure out what's the best way to take care of them. And I played a little bit of this at E3, and I was hooked because I really like the old Toy Soldiers.
I like the old Toy Soldiers too. I almost said Toy Story. I heard this one's more fun in some way. Somehow they said
they made it a few more action-packed. They polished a lot of things, and the weapons are and vehicles are a little bit more modern.
Okay.
So I don't remember what model helicopter it was, but it felt like you're in a modern, instead of biplanes and things like that, it's like you're in a 60s, 70s era helicopter, with machine guns and cannons and things like that. So
graphics look the same.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same game. Yeah.
Cool. So go check it out. When does it come out? It comes out in a couple weeks.
I think at the end of August, but I'm not sure. It might be early September.
Quote him at the end of August. Anshu says
it's coming out later this year.
We'll look for it. Let's talk about PlayStation Network Play. Scott Jones, who's in the house. Hi, Scott Jones.
Hi.
There's the picture.
There's the funny picture. See, I told you I'd bring it up.
So the PlayStation Network Play, which again doesn't really roll off the tongue in my opinion, we mentioned that on the daily this week, is the XBLA Summer of Arcade kind of thing.
It's just like Sony's response to it. It feels like, because it's almost the same thing.
Yeah, if you say the entire title, it doesn't roll off the tongue.
PlayStation Network Play.
Like Xbox Live Arcade, Summer of Arcade, doesn't really roll off the tongue either.
Okay,
that's a good point.
PSN
how would you
Play.
do it? Sure.
PSN Play.
XBLA Summer of Arcade.
See, it actually rolls off the tongue better.
Longer. I'm just trying to give you a hard time.
I know.
So what is it about Scott Jones real quickly?
It's basically their answer to the Summer of Arcade. I mean, it's basically the exact same format, pretty much. Four games coming out, one a week. The third one, I believe, is Blood Rain, the new side-scrolling Blood Rain.
I'm
game.
interested in that.
That
game.
one actually does look pretty
Is
interesting.
that only PSN?
No, I think the only thing that's...
You heard of that?
I heard of it. I know it's in the lineup.
unlike the
about
Summer of
that.
Arcade, the only game that's not exclusive. The only one that is exclusive is the freebie.
Okay. Well, that's right. These aren't exclusive. That makes it kind of weird too.
But right.
Just saying.
But to make up for that, they're giving away like each one you buy, you get like for the Street Fighter, you get like there's a character that you would have had to have played and beaten with every character to get. You just get them for free. And also, like if you're a PSN or PlayStation Plus user, you actually get 20% off each one, too. So, the fourth one is Renegade Ops, and then if you buy all four of them,
you get the first-person shooter.
yeah, it's a first-person shooter.
Payday the Heist.
Yeah, Payday the Heist,
Yeah.
and it looks interesting.
Oh, we saw that
basically.
83. Yeah, they all had the clown masks.
Supposed to be really good too.
Yeah.
I think from a business perspective, they're trying to push PlayStation Plus, and then they're trying to show some of their third-party partners, like you can sell more of these. Like if Third Strike, for example, sells
Right.
better on PSN because of this promotion, that's better for Sony in the long run.
That's a good
right?
point,
So
yeah.
I think there's business strategy to it, other than just trying to go straight head-to-head. with
Yeah,
Sony.
Right.
and it makes sense because you're not really gonna. It's not your competitor in
Right.
that way. It's more
And
of a business
and
thing.
I do think this is pretty cool. I think what they really should do next time, that maybe they should do like a winter one, like there was like the summer of Arcade, maybe like, well, I guess the indie one's like the Winter Uprising, Summer Uprising, but do something similar where you've got all these really quirky PSN only games, like a Flower or something like that, and I think showcase those, showcase
Yeah.
that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
Because this lineup it's pretty good, but it's more
It's good.
mainstream. I think.
Exactly.
It's I mean Third Strike I'm super excited about, especially with all the changes they're bringing to the online edition. But it's kind of like what's neat about Summer of Arcade is that you're discovering all these indie titles.
Right,
Right.
which is interesting because with Nobi Nobi Boy, right? Like still people don't even know about that title. Like that's an interesting title that happened on PSN. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
they have those titles, so they could actually showcase them as well. Well, we asked actually Summer of Arcade. We did a hashtag. We asked people what they thought their favorite Summer Arcade game for XBLA was this year, and Bastion's the number one. Obviously, thing is coming in. Merman, Lick Chan, a bunch of people voted for Bastion. Navi I Fairy GG, Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet. So yeah, it was Bastion mostly, and then Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet came in second.
No one's picking From Dust.
No one's picking From Dust. So let me tell you about one more thing before we go. OneCoolThingAday.com. If you haven't gone there, it's Dan Trachtenberg from
yeah.
Totally Rad Show has a website. And today he put up a stop-motion Street Fighter video that he found. It's awesome. You're seeing it right now. Super cool. So you should check his site out more often. It's really cool. It's really cool. Anyways,
but is it rad?
let's wrap up the show. Where are you at on Twitter? You're Bitmob Shoe.
Bitmop Shoe. SHOE.
SHOE. Although I came up with a new nickname for you. That to me, that's great.
So many
Good
nicknames.
job, Scott Jones. I am now you.
You were mentioning it. I brought it
Shoe.
up.
That's true. Your new nickname is Shanshu.
Is this a Mortal Kombat fighter?
No, I don't. Well, it could be. I just said your name. For some reason, I messed up, and Scott caught it
Yeah,
earlier.
if they
He was
ever
like,
bring- if
you
they
said
ever-
Shanshu, I'm like, did I? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
if they ever bring back create a character in
I
Mortal
am
Kombat. there you go.
I'm not Bitmob Shoe. That's who I am.
Oh,
and Scott Jones
shush, yes.
is over there. Show your
over
picture again. Your bad picture.
Yes.
Someone in the chat room said, "What's with the face?" And I was like,
it
I
was-
don't know. He's got problems.
Just caught me mid. I was thinking about something, and then my face does that when I think about things.
Next week, who were you thinking about? Next week, we're going to talk about lots of stuff. I don't know what yet, but probably lots of cool things. And we'll have guests back.
2 weeks?
2 weeks. We're going to do every 2 weeks now. If by popular demand we have to go back to every week, we will. But it works out really well for our schedule, so hopefully you're not too mad at us.
If you're saying you want us to
we
do
should,
I know,
we
right?
should mention that the website has kind of gotten a little bit of a
Oh,
change.
so for the live show is twitch.tv/presspause. That's the link now. Twitch.tv is a new kind of gaming portal for Justin.tv. So it's really cool. You should check it out. And we're on there. right now.
Yes, we are.
Also every 2 weeks.
Every other Tuesday at
12
12
p.m. Pacific. Also, presspause.movie.com, you can find all the old shows. And each Friday, we'll go ahead and put up the show you might have missed previous week.
Yep. We got the Monday through Thursday, we have our dailies, and then Friday.
And you should watch the dailies. Oh my goodness, we talk about games every day.
Yep.
Yeah. You have these cute girls talking about
Cute
gaming.
girls, although once in a while me and Scott have to do it. So
That's true.
That is cute.
Yeah.
Like I said, cute
Not-
girls.
Oh, I don't know what that thing means. Bye! Wait, game over.
Wait, don't forget to stick around afterwards for the weigh-in.
Hey, stick around after for the afterwards for the weigh-in. Game over. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
There you go.
198, 198, 198, 199, 198. 197?
Holy
198.
197.8. That's not bad, man. 59 pounds.
You're 59 pounds. You are dead. You won so bad that I want you to go to the hospital now. Oh no! That can't be right.
156.6.
Oh gosh, damn, that's right. Yeah, by what? By 2%.
So Carlos
0.2%.
lost lost 1.59% of your original weight. I lost minus 3.33%.
But I lost 3 pounds, and you lost more pounds than me too.
You lost 3 pounds. I lost 5 pounds. But proportionally.
All right. Good job.
Good job, man. Good game. I'm gonna pig it out on this Mexican lunch. You're gonna
I know,
gain
right?
it all back.
You can gain it all back, yeah.